When wildfire smoke rolled across New York this July, we expected the air outside to be bad. What surprised us, though, was what was happening inside our house. Now, it turns out that when you close the doors and windows of your house, you think you're protecting yourself from the bad air outside. But the air in your home can quietly fill with carbon dioxide, cooking pollution, smoke particles, and chemicals, even while everything else looks perfectly normal. So today we're going to share what we've changed to make this house healthier to breathe, including when outside smoke can roll in. And this episode is sponsored by Birch Living. Whenever we think about indoor air quality, we don't just think about what's floating through the air, we also think about the materials and products we surround ourselves with. So last month in July, we were really affected by the wildfires that were coming from Canada, and I'm sure many of you had been affected too. This seems to be a yearly thing, so we kind of expect them around this time now. And one of the things that we really prided ourselves on was the fact that we tried to take as many toxins out of this house as possible. And we actually did a video on that not too long ago, I'll link to it here, about all of the items in the house and the practices that we were doing in order to keep some of the toxins out. One of them is our Birch Living mattress. I got this mattress 5 years ago now. Now, Sandra was doing a lot of digging and research on the best mattresses that you could have, not only for health and posture, better sleep, and also materials that are healthier for you. And latex mattresses came to the top of the list. Birch Living happens to be a latex mattress. They use wool and organic cotton as well. And this looks brand new, but I have had this for 5 years, and it's probably the best mattress that I've ever slept on. I actually even referred it to one of my friends who actually stays over here now and again as a guest. So this place, when I'm not staying here, it becomes a guest house. And he happens to have a lot of allergies. In fact, he's allergic to basically all synthetic materials, which makes it really hard to live day to day. And he has slept on this mattress and has had no concerns whatsoever. But it's a very comfy mattress. The latex really holds up, so it's not like one of those polyurethane foam mattresses, which, by the way, researchers show that if you're sleeping on a polyurethane foam mattress, all the heat and humidity that your body gives off while you're sleeping on it actually releases more volatile organic contaminants, or VOCs. And VOCs are what we're going to be talking about a lot today, as well as CO2. Visit birchliving.com/flock for 20% off during their Labor Day sale. Obviously, we've done a lot to make this a healthier home, but Sandra is going to take us through the one little purchase we did to change how we think about air quality in the homes at Flock and what we've done to really improve air quality in the homes.
Every year now, it seems, there's wildfire smoke in the area. And you may have experienced this as well because it covers quite a big area of the United States. What happens is either in Canada or somewhere on the West Coast, there's a lot of forest fires. And all that smoke from just like burning cars, forest, entire towns goes up in the air, gets into jet stream, and just like covers the entire eastern coast of the United States for a couple days, sometimes like a week. You can't really be outside. You'll notice like your throat starts to kind of swell up. It's different for everybody, but it's not healthy. Like there's a air quality index. Anything I think above 50 is no good to breathe. And then you get above like 100 and then it's like unhealthy for sensitive groups. They use the colors to kind of indicate what's healthy and not. Normally outside, the air quality is like 30. Once the smoke was in the air, we were curious to see what the air quality was like inside the house. Because they often tell you, just go inside the house, close the windows, and then you should be safe from the evil smoke that's out there, right? So we bought this air quality monitor that we have here. This one's made by Ubiquity. It's part of a larger network system. You can see it plugs into our network, and that way we can see it on our phone. And we have one in each building, so we have a general idea of CO2, VOCs, the air quality index, which is basically a sum of calculations based on the particulates in the air that can get into your bloodstream. And then temperature, humidity, it does all that stuff. But you know, you can also get more mobile ones, like this one from Aranet, they also make air quality monitors. This one's actually not an air quality monitor. This is a radon monitor, which is also important. It shows temperature and humidity as well, but the radon's very low right now. So we'll get to how we eventually got the air quality inside the house to be better than, just having the wildfire smoke kind of seep in. But the other thing that actually stood out to us first was the air quality in the house was bad for a different reason. There was a lot of CO2 buildup. And we didn't quite realize this, but when you go inside and you close all your windows, there's absolutely no fresh air. And when you sleep at night and you're just breathing out a bunch of CO2 and you're in a relatively small space like this, 600 square foot, a lot of CO2 can build up. But anything above 1,000, you're starting to get a little sluggish and it's harder to think. If you go on a flight, sometimes you get really tired. The CO2 levels in an airplane are, like when you're flying, are roughly 1,000 to 1,500.
It's probably why you go to sleep every time it takes off.
Yeah, oh well, when you're boarding, there's no air filtering, so the levels get really high on an airplane like that. When we realized that, we were like, well, we need to get, CO2 out of the air, and there's only really 2 ways you could do that. Well, there's really one way you can do it, and that's to bring fresh air in. But again, if we just open the window, we're gonna get all this wildfire smoke in. So the absolute best way to get rid of the CO2 levels in the house and to bring enough fresh air in is to use something like a HRV, which is an energy recovery ventilator. So it's just a ventilator, it's just a fan, basically, that brings fresh air in, but it has the energy recovery part, which then makes sure that whatever temperature you have in your house is being transferred to the incoming fresh air, so that you're not losing a bunch of heat in the winter and you're not losing a bunch of cold AC air in the summer. They basically do like a heat exchange in the middle when the fresh air comes in and then the stale air goes out. We renovated this. It didn't really have that installed, and it's kind of hard to do ductwork in here. So what we end up doing in here is we have this HRV, which is more for tiny homes, because this is a tiny house. It's called a Luno system. And it's basically like a fancy computer fan with a ceramic core that does the heat exchanging. And there's one of them each side of the building, so a total of 2. They bring in fresh air. But we've had this fan on for the whole night on the highest mode, and it's still built up a lot of CO2. So we thought we had fresh air in the building, but you won't know really until you have a monitor to make sure that you actually do have fresh air. So we quickly realized this is underpowered. So we're probably gonna have to upgrade that in the future.
And would you use it when there's smoke outside? Because we don't have really a proper filter on it.
So, yeah, exactly. So with the proper HRV system, one that we do have installed in the other house, you have, a filter. So any of the fresh air coming in goes through a MERV 13 filter.
And we're using
or
a Zender
HEPA
system
filter.
there.
Yeah, we have a Zender system there, which is a lot more CFM. But this one's got only between 10 and 20.
20 to 30, I thought it was.
And this doesn't have a filter on it, because when you slap a filter on it, you're reducing the CFM, because now it has to push that air through a filter. Like sometimes, you think you want to have a HEPA filter, which is the highest quality filter you can get, but it's really hard to push air through it. So sometimes it's better to get a little bit of a lower quality filter so that it's easier to push the air through. But if we would restrict the airflow to this, it would work even worse. So we need to figure that out. So what we've done so far is just open up the windows. But when we open up the windows, the problem is the wildfire smoke comes in. So that brings me to, we found another way to filter the air, and that works really well. And that's by making this contraption. So I'll show this. Stand over there.
Maybe it's not the most beautiful thing, but...
Well, so here's the thing. You can find a lot of air purifiers and air filters. This is a bit more of an industrial version. It's not necessarily furniture grade, but it's from EnviroCleanse. It's just a fan and a filter. And it's just in a pretty metal box. And this is just a really high quality fan. They have a very easy DIY version of this that you can make yourself for in an emergency situation where you have a bunch of wildfire smoke that you got to deal with, and you have unhealthy air quality, in the house. And that is, you just buy a simple fan from the Home Depot or wherever.
This was $20. It's a Lasco fan from Home Depot.
Obviously it doesn't look great, but it works great. How much CFM do you think this has?
This has 1280 CFM for a house like this, which is only 4,800 cubic feet. It's 1280 CFM and it's 23 air changes per hour.
Okay, so like over 1,000 CFM in this compared
Yes.
to like 20 CFM for a fan that brings it. It's not the
Right.
same, but the amount of air that this can like recycle in your house is a lot. And you also have a lot more filters here. So these filters are 2 inches thick. There's 4 of them. And what that basically provides is like a lot of surface area. Because the more surface area you have, the easier it is for the air to be pushed through, and the more filter medium you have to be able to filter stuff out of the air.
And these are MERV 13, and I checked Home Depot. They're $64 for 4.
Yeah, so for under $100 you could put this together. And what you could do is you could just use the box that it comes in
Oh, clever.
as a way to make this airtight. And then you just use duct tape to seal it all together. And the way I've set it up is that the air is being drawn in to the machine, and then the fresh filtered air comes out. But you can also, I guess, put it the other way around, where the air is being drawn into the filter, and then a fresh air comes out of the top. I like the dirt and the particles to be on the inside of the box so that it's not on the outside for when you're moving it or you're shaking it. And then also the fresh air kind of like is softer. It doesn't disturb a lot of particles that are maybe on the ground, instead of like having just air being pumped out of here.
What's amazing is we
probably
really,
works both ways,
really smelled the difference. You know, when you're sitting around this,
Well,
and then you could actually see that monitor go
The
from
beauty
red
is
to
just
green.
the monitor. So we had the wildfire smoke was in here. We opened up the windows, we turned this thing on, and it drops off a cliff. Like the amount of air that this thing can circulate in such a small space, you can just, you know, you can have the window open and it would still give you enough fresh air.
And they tell you
So-
in wildfire smoke to go inside and to close the windows. But if your inside air is just as bad as the outside air.
Yeah, so go inside, close the windows, plug this in, and then the wildfire smoke will disappear. But now you have a problem. Now the CO2 might build up. You don't know until you actually monitor it. And then once,
Or cooking gases or anything else.
yeah, this will probably take cooking gases out of the air too. I think it will.
I mean, we have a hood vent.
You have a hood
We have
range,
we have a
whatever.
range hood, and then we turn that on. But even if I cook and the cooking smells good, it actually lingers in the air for about an hour afterwards. And we are using an electric
Yeah, this is even with
burner.
an
It's
electric
not even
stove.
gas.
So you'd think like with gas, it's probably even worse because now you have combustion happening in your home, which is a clean combustion from if you're using propane or natural gas, but it's still like it's harmful pollutants in there. But that lingers kind of for an hour and then it kind of disappears if you have enough fresh air. Like if the windows are open, it would disappear within an hour. But yeah, unfortunately, this cannot filter CO2 out. CO2 is just something you can't filter out of the air. You have to bring fresh air in. So if there's smoke outside, what I would do is have my windows open to the point where enough fresh air comes in, and then have one of these just cranked up to keep the air filtered. And at some point you might have to replace the filters, but
Now, it's not always practical because to stay inside, I mean, I had to go out for chickens. Sandra had to go outside
Yes.
to work. So we have some other solutions.
yeah, you don't always want to be inside, but you know, that's where these things come in. And we all know from the COVID era that, you know, you have those N95 masks you can wear. Doing a lot of building, you have these because, you know, sometimes I work with paint or dust and you just want to protect your lungs to not breathe a bunch of cement in or drywall dust or wood. Some wood can be irritating to the lungs. And there's a bunch of different kinds. So in general, I think there's 2 main options. These are from 3M. They're rated by this company, which certifies all that
NIOSH, yeah.
stuff. And this one is good for like vapors, like paint, for smells. Like if I'm painting,
Volatile.
like volatile, yeah,
Yeah,
VOC, I think
VOCs
this
in
is
the
the
air.
best for that. So these are the cartridges that go in there. So yeah, so organic vapor acid gas cartridge.
Yeah, so this is also a P100.
And it's also a P100. This one is a simpler version of it. this one doesn't do like gases or vapors or acid. You can smell, like once you wear this, you can't smell anything. Like if there would be cooking gases in here, I put this on, I wouldn't be able to smell them. With this, you can, and you can breathe a lot easier with this. Like I can wear this for a longer amount of time.
This is more for dust or sawdust,
yes, and
right?
then this is the P100 filter that keeps the dust out of your lungs.
Well, this is P100 and that's P100.
Yeah, they can still be P100, but this has the added feature of vapor. Yeah, it gets confusing with these masks. You think you just always wear this, but this one can be really hard to breathe in after a while because it's so dense and it filters out so much stuff, where sometimes you might not even need it, and you could get away with using this to keep most of the particles out of your lungs. And then you have a smaller version, which we recently bought, which is this. This is for welders who have one of those welding helmets and it comes down on your face. You can't really wear this because the helmet just doesn't fit over that. So this is very compact, smaller version. And this is the same as this. It comes in 2 sizes. I have the medium, the large, and you have the small, the medium.
And that's the filter.
Yeah, the filters you can replace. But here's what I found. This one's great and compact, so it's good for that. But for longevity of wearing it, this is easier to wear for a longer amount of time than this. And I think it's just because there's a lot more breathing space in here. Like on a really humid day, it can get really nasty in there where, you know, you're just like, there's just a lot of liquid.
Well, it's also you're sweating and everything.
You're sweating,
yeah.
and it's just nasty to wear. It's hard to wear it a whole day. So this is definitely better for that. This will fog up your glasses quite quickly because I think the outlet vents are just like right underneath your eyes. So, you know, it's kind of like with the COVID masks, you have that your glasses would fog up.
I don't have glasses, and I was wearing this outside just to go to the chicken coop or the duck coop, and these are fine. And they're P100, and it's good for like asbestos, for microbes in the air.
Yeah, let's see. These are the replacement filters.
For smoke.
Yeah. And when you buy these, it will say what it filters out. So you want to make sure you don't just go and buy, oh, I like the pink one.
Right.
Go like buy a filter that makes sense to what it's filtering out.
And these are like HEPA filters for your lungs. So, you know, it's just, again, not practical to close the windows, bar yourself in the house. It's just not how we live. So hopefully, between all these different solutions of better product for your house, air quality monitor, a Corsi-Rosenthal air filter, HRVs, and these masks, it's gonna be better for everyone.
Now, we'll likely be experimenting more with air filtration and air quality here at Flock now that we have air quality monitors. Now, if you have other techniques or systems that you use, whether it's for the air quality indoors or out, let us know in the comments below, because I'm sure viewers will find it helpful. Also, don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the notifications button, and even become a member of the channel. And of course, check out our partner sponsor for this video, Birch Living. They truly make a great mattress. You could just head over to birchliving.com/flock for 20% off during their Labor Day sale. We'll see you in the next video.